They just turn around and you get cheeks in your face.
Bracken set a ball flag.
He tries to hide it like a dog with a bone.
Rest
Spread in
those
your
eggs. Put them in different baskets.
Oh.
Welcome back to the sexiest podcast on YouTube, the Antisocial podcast. It is brought to you by the lovely people at Adrian Flux. Please do help us out by clicking the first link in the description to save money on your next car insurance. Charlie, what's happening today?
Well, I think we're going to say that you should have gone to him first.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Lewis is very angry today, and I'll tell you why Lewis is very angry today, because I was just, chilling looking at our YouTube analytics, and I found out 79.2 people that watch our videos are not
79.2?
That's a lot of people. Yeah, 0.2 is like 20% of a person. Very angry, very upset. So what I want to say is subscribe if you haven't already, and also if you're listening on audio platforms, rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and follow us on Spotify. And yeah, Charlie, who do we have the wonderful pleasure of spending an hour with?
Freya Nightingale. Oh, the harmonies.
Jesus, you didn't even break a note. That was brilliant.
What one is my one?
That one there is your one.
That one's
That's
yours.
all on
Wave,
you. And that
wave.
one's on you and me, and that one's on all of us.
Smile and wave,
Happy
boys.
families.
Smile and wave.
Freya, darling, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm really happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here.
Nervous and excited and happy.
Why are you nervous?
A lot of emotions. Just because this is the first proper podcast that I've been on, so you guys should feel extremely honoured.
We do.
We are.
I can understand why you feel nervous, especially if you, I doubt you have watched any of it, any of our previous ones, but sometimes we somehow
How would you put some respect on our name?
We are Antisocial podcast, man.
Everyone knows us.
We're hot property.
We are.
Podcast.
Oh, thank you. Because sometimes I amaze ourselves how we can just get someone random on and somehow make the conversation really awkward, and somehow bring it back to someone like Pagan. It's actually a talent.
So that's not the awkward part of the conversation.
What?
Welcome to the podcast, Freya. Yeah, the Pagan podcast.
You were nervous probably before you actually turned up because of the state of your parking when you rocked up.
We've already spoke about this. We don't have to talk about it on the podcast.
I think we do.
I feel like we
I feel like
do
we
need to
do.
because they don't know about it. Freya managed to park with probably, I'm not that tall, but probably a height of me in front of another car. So it's very inconsiderate of other people who might want to park.
Some
and then also
would say-
a body width away from the curb, and it took you 3 attempts.
Some would say 2.
I
You
tried
added
it.
an extra one.
I tried it. It was 2.
Some would say it was a perfect parallel park, PPP, but you wouldn't know because you don't drive. So
Charlie, you
Don't
literally don't
Sit
drive.
down.
You don't even drive.
you don't drive. Don't even chat to me about driving.
I've played plenty
What
of
I
GTA
really hope-
and Simpsons Hit and Run.
What I really hope is I hope you take your test and you fail the parallel park.
Well, you know what?
He'll fail it.
I don't think that's cool because I'll be doing my test and stuff with Adrian Flux, so I feel like that's going to be more of a reflection on them.
You don't do the test with them, you do.
No, but they do a crash course, which I'll be doing with them.
Charlie and Crash Course makes me extremely nervous.
You're not
Yeah.
you're teasing me, crash course.
Yeah, you are definitely not passing your test first time.
I did. I got
I-
2 minors.
2 minors.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
Don't talk to me about minors.
Oh God! Oh God!
No!
Charlie! I got 0 minors.
I can't have done already.
Okay, so that's great. I'm sure your parking was great, and I'm sure Charlie's just talking lies.
Absolutely.
I'm talking lies.
So yeah,
Thank you, I
it's okay. It's okay. I'm here. I'm back in your corner every day of the week.
That's cute. I want to start basically, Freya, about is your journey. Your journey. So basically, you are where you are right now, but can we just take it back a little bit to go to school? Let's go back to school.
Oh, they weren't good times.
What are you now, like 35?
Oh, coming from you.
Oh!
Coming from you. Look at his face.
Sorry, I'm just trying to work out why I'm here.
Oh.
No, what do you want me to talk
Let's go from
about?
school. Like, was there a university? Was there a degree? Was there anything that you were working on? What were the steps?
No, I went to school. I got my GCSEs. I got an A. I'm really proud of the A that I got.
you?
Yeah, thanks.
What was that in?
English.
Snaps.
So that's my one A that I'm really proud of. And then I started my AS levels, and then I was like, nah, not for me. Left, and I went to work, and I've just been working ever since.
What was the first job?
Hollister.
Oh,
shit.
Wait, was that during the time where men would walk about with their tops
That
off?
was during that
So
time.
that was a strange era that I think a lot of people don't talk about.
It was.
Like, men used to get hired in Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister just to walk about with their shirts off.
And
then-
they were
Seriously?
incredibly
Yes.
vain, and rightly so. I mean, they looked great, but they literally got paid to stand there with
That's
the
like my
queue.
dream job.
to be fair, it is.
I don't think anyone would come in at this, so...
No one would come in, but I mean, I would just turn up to work naked anyway, to be honest. If I could. If you could go to work in your pants, would you?
No.
My brother used to have to be a naked butler
I like that.
at
That's
weddings.
Cool. Yeah.
Like, he'd have to wear little boxes, little hot pants and a bow tie at weddings.
Wait, who's hiring a naked butler at a wedding?
Well, he used to work at a wedding venue, and the guy who ran it was just like, does anyone want to be? I think he got paid more.
For
And-
the
I love
bride?
it.
yeah, my brother loved it though, because he'd get extra tips, so he loved it.
I love that.
Isn't it like
That
hen
is-
dos and stuff?
That is on my list of
No, it was
things.
mostly weddings.
No.
At weddings?
Yeah, at weddings, like he'd be walking about being like, does anyone want some wine? Like, and
Oh,
And then they just
sorry,
turn around
sorry.
and you get cheeks in your face.
I thought you meant like a lap dance for the bride.
Oh, no, he was just walking about whilst the vows
The
were getting done.
waiter
Just
giving
completely.
a lap dance.
All right, so we've somehow managed to digress onto naked butlers, but
that's your fault. I blame you for that. But yeah,
fair
Hollister
enough.
was my first job.
what was the job that followed that?
I was an estate agent for a year and a half.
Estate agent?
In London, actually.
You
Yeah.
sold houses.
I did do that. I sold
did
houses.
do that?
And hated it.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Really, really, really didn't like it. It's like a lot of being on the phone and a lot of like targets. And then if you hit your targets, it's like, oh, well then let's try and hit this target. It was never like, oh, well done. It was like always
The
hitting
next.
targets.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was quite good at it. Like the best part of the job was meeting clients and like going on viewings and stuff, because I feel like that was what I was good at, was like meeting people and like, you know. But the job was grim. The hours were grim. And then that's when I left because I was so miserable. And Josh was like, do you want to work part-time at Sidemen Clothing while you look for another job? So I did that. I was like there like a few hours a day, just kind of like learning with Lewis. And then I was going for interviews.
Not you,
No,
mate. Lewis Redman. Big up Lewis, by the
I was
way.
going for interviews and I nothing was really like sticking and like nothing was really standing out. And then I ended up really enjoying my time at Sidemen Clothing. And I was there for like 4 years.
4 years.
What was your job title at Sidemen Clothing, starting to end?
I always struggled with that.
You didn't know. You
Don't
just
know.
you're a
I
visor.
Butler.
I woke
The
up,
vibe
showed
manager.
up, worked, went home again.
Lived,
So-
worn the badge on
Yeah,
your sleeve.
just rocked up, Sidemen, and then.
But my job, me and Lewis would come up with designs. We would contact suppliers. We would order clothes in. We would pack the clothes. We would send them out. We'd do emails. We practically ran the entire Sidemen Clothing.
When did Matt get
website.
involved?
He was involved early on, but he was only like a helper. So he'd only like help pack when it was really busy. And then he came on like full time, and that's when he kind of really like kind of took over and was just doing so well. Like he's transformed the entire
Yeah, he's done
company.
an
I just
amazing
want to
job.
say that
For
Matt is the best.
For people who don't know who Matt is, who's Matt?
It's Matt Peters, right?
Yeah, Matt Peters. I mean, Josh knew him from school. So like that's how he obviously got involved with it and stuff. And he's part of the Citrus Clouds, which is like would you call them a band?
It's like
or
a
duo?
two-man band kind of
Two-man
thing.
band, yeah. They like create music and really, really good. But yeah, now he's full-time and like his main focus is Sidemen Clothing, because like now he literally runs it. We've now got employees and stuff. So yeah, he's like a big boss.
I think that's
I was
one.
about to say Big Daddy. No.
He is big. He is Big Daddy.
He is Big Daddy. Like he run, like it's like a family. Like what
I'm about to
he's
say
created.
that is one thing I do like about the whole Sidemen thing is that like not just the Sidemen as a thing, it's
Sidemen
just
thing.
the Sidemen thing.
I know
The
that
Sidemen. So you know Jeffers. So Jeffers works. Jeffers works at Sidemen Clothing because he was looking for a job. So I messaged Matt and I said I've got like the perfect guy for you if you're looking, because they were like hiring. Jeffers applied, went to an interview on the same day, then got a job, and like he's
They
been
keep
smashing it
it
since.
like within the friend group. Like we always want to help each other out.
Mm.
So I mean, we have hired externally as well.
Of course.
I say we, not we anymore, but yeah, we hired externally as well. So now it's like a little family, which is quite nice. And yeah, he's smashing it right now. Like he's taken Sidemen to a whole new level, because I feel like now it's a bit more than just merch. It's like
clothing.
more fashiony and yeah.
They've
Yeah,
collabed
some of the
with
stuff.
Nike and everything, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, the windbreakers.
Yeah.
They were class.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
so
forgot
cool.
about
How much? I've always wondered how much quantity did he do per drop?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't want to know that.
I don't want.
It's depressing.
Okay.
No, it's not depressing.
It's depressing for small minnows like us. You
Because
look
I
at you
always-
like, holy shit.
Because I always wonder how much stress it must be like shipping out like 20,000, 30,000
You know how I'm
items.
gonna put it, yeah? So imagine like Cam's just done his clothing drop, like SDS, big up SDS if you're interested, check it out. So
Don't know why I'm hashtagging it.
so Cam's drop's done really well, and obviously you look at like trying to progress each time. Now, you know when you go to like astrology and you think, if you ever thought you were big, look at the size of the universe, and then it just
Yeah.
you pull out, and then there's a country, and then there's the
Yeah.
earth, and there's that. I feel like I'm a little minnow, and then the fucking Sidemen's just a big
always-
sperm whale.
There's
Don't know why
always
it's a
that
sperm
though.
whale.
There's always someone who's bigger
Yeah,
than
for
you,
sure.
even in anything that you do, and that can actually be applied to any.
TGF
Topic.
and Sidemen are like the biggest clothing YouTube thing, I'd say.
Are they?
I'd say TGF's massive, and same as
Yeah,
They probably
Maverick was
yeah.
never like.
Because
It's
it wasn't
mainly, like,
cool.
UK.
It was never
It
cool,
was
was
never
it?
cool. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, like I
God, I
think
don't like saying so on podcast. I'm gonna get cancelled.
I feel like UK fashion's always better in terms of that, anyways. You
I
know?
think you get
America's like hype beastie.
Yeah, but you get cult following, like a lot. I'd say you get cult following with both, but you have like serious like cult following in USA because it becomes like a religion.
I like what Childish have done. They've
That's
kind
like
of
TGF.
made it. Yeah, they've kind of made it like a exclusive thing, like a bit like a hype beast type
I
thing,
love
because
it.
they drop it and then it's gone and then that's it.
Well, that's
I
what
like-
Calix is doing as well.
Yeah. Oh,
I love
he's
what
doing
Calix is doing with
so
No Two
well
Races.
right
It's
Yeah,
now.
it's sick. It's sick. I love them trainers. I wear them everywhere. Love them. Calix, hit me up.
We could literally just bring this straight back to you. Why don't you do clothing for your stuff? You've got plenty of subs. Where's your clothing
I've never
stuff?
wanted to do merch, and I think that's always been like in the back of my mind. Like I've never wanted to release merch, and I don't even know what the reason behind it is. It's just like something in my head. But I want to create like fashion items. Like I would like to come out with like a fashion line, but not merch. But I don't know how to really do that. And like I've been talking with my manager and stuff about it, and like what I should do. But it's more than just like, oh, I'm gonna release like a clothing line. It's like you have to market, you have to source it, sample it, send it out,
It's a lot longer
and
than
I know
people
what
think.
it all is because I worked at Sidemen for 4 years, so I know how much is involved in it.
Doesn't that give you like a lot of more confidence with it though, because you know what goes on behind the scenes and everything?
Yeah, but I also know how much work it is. So
Kind of both ways, you're like,
yeah.
oh, it's such, I don't want to do that. 'cause it's so
So there is that aspect, but because I know how much time and energy that goes into it, like if I wanted to do it all myself, it would literally take up my entire time, and I don't think I could do anything else.
And you stream quite a lot.
I
so
would
that'd be quite
rather,
long.
I would rather give it to someone like a company to run, to distribute, and all I do is promote it, wear it, and
Approve it.
design
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I would want to do, just because I know how much work and time goes behind it, and I don't know.
I'd say it was like a year and a half or so ago, maybe 2 years or something since like you and I, I'd say we're getting like a lot more closer. But there was the period of time when you were making the transition from working at Sidemen Clothing to streaming. So after Sidemen Clothing, there wasn't another job up until now, right?
No.
So that's the progression. So what was it that you kind of decided, oh, you know what, I'm going to pursue it? Because I always felt like it was something that you did, but didn't go for it. But when you did make the switch, because you were on YouTube as well at the same time.
So I think it got to a point especially with streaming, I would go to work, I would get home at like 7:30, and then me and Josh would go to the gym, and then I'd get home and I'd start my stream at like 10, and I'd stream till 2, and I'd wake up and go back to work, and I was like, this is just a lot. And I was like, I got to a point where I didn't want to work for someone else's dream anymore. I wanted to like focus on mine. And I felt like I had the means to do that because I'd been streaming for a year at that point, so I'd already I knew what I was doing. I had like a following and stuff, so I knew that if I just kind of put all of my time and effort into this one thing that I really enjoy, which is streaming, then maybe it'll happen, and it did, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now. But yeah, I needed to leave for myself, and I wasn't enjoying Sidemen anymore, and I stopped caring as much about like the products and I just wanted to get home and stream. And
it's always fun working on your own stuff as well, because
Exactly.
I've had 6-7 jobs. I'm only 22, and I've hated every single one. And obviously when you do all that work, it's like like you're working so hard for a company that pays you pretty much minimum wage.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're working hard for yourself, even if you're getting loads of money or no money, it's going towards yourself.
It's
so you're working for yourself, so it's a lot.
It's very rewarding.
And it's enjoyable, because you know it's rewarding in the long
Would
term
like
as well.
to clarify that Sidemen Clothing weren't paying Freya minimum wage.
No, I was more
was
referring
below.
to...
It was actually
okay.
slave labour.
Yeah.
She
Cancel
said,
Sidemen.
She got paid in Sidemen merch.
Yes, she did. She said, fuck your
Oh
dreams, Josh.
my
I want to
God.
pursue my own.
Well, it's like I was watching your stream this morning. You were like, I woke up naturally. I was read
I
my book,
did.
and you're like just dead, like relaxed. Like
Hear
it's
that?
so much.
You read your book.
You read your book.
Read your book.
But the difference is, you said obviously you were going to bed at 2. It's just so much more relaxing when you've just got one thing to focus
yeah,
on,
exactly.
isn't it?
Okay, and this is probably a weakness of mine, and maybe like something to work on. But I'm not very good with multiple things going on. Like it stresses me out a lot.
It's hard.
And
It's hard.
I get really down as well. Like if I'm stressed, I'm like really unhappy. And like I've noticed that if I just like strip back like things that maybe aren't as important, and I just focus on the one thing that I love and that I'm enjoying, that I'm really happy. But if there's too much, I don't know if this is a weakness.
I don't
No,
think
I
it's
get that,
a
I get that.
weakness.
It's
I
like
think
too much happening in my life. I don't know.
It's definitely
get
easier if
stressed.
there's one thing for you just to hyper focus on. But then sometimes the curse of that is you get bored of it after a while. You're like, I need something
Potentially,
else. I need someone else to thrive on.
Yeah.
I think you're quite similar to
Potentially.
me sometimes, where you struggle to compartmentalize some things. So, like delegating things in your own mind to go and do other things would
Yeah.
be a bit of a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes you're overstressed. Like,
I get overwhelmed.
but to say like I wanted to speak about this, but we'll revisit it probably later. But it's about like a social anxiety. Sometimes sometimes you'll build up tension in your mind for something which you don't necessarily have to, but it feels like, God, that's so much more daunting than what it is.
Yeah,
until
and
you
it
know
could be like the smallest thing, but I've built it up in my head even more, and it just becomes like a whole thing. And yeah, I've noticed that I'm just better if I just focus on one thing at a time. So I mean, yeah.
I think that was like quite an interesting thing to see, like how you made the transition from Sidemen Clothing to then going streaming full time. What was the jump from YouTube to Twitch? Because you were actually streaming on YouTube when I first started.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. I was streaming on YouTube for a year. And
She forgot about a year of her life, lads.
the reason why I started on YouTube actually was because of Talia. Because so G has been on Twitch for a long time.
Yeah.
And I never was like, oh, I really want to start streaming on Twitch or like streaming in general. And I think it was because I didn't know Twitch at all, and like it was quite intimidating because it was like I don't know anything about it, so I'm just going to stick to what I know. And then when Talia started streaming on YouTube, I was like, oh, I can do that because YouTube is what I know, and I feel good here. So I Josh forced me to click live, and then I went live, and then I was like, oh, well, that was my first stream, okay. And then I just started doing it like most nights, and then the jump from YouTube to Twitch is the best thing I've ever done.
Why? What is the
Best thing.
difference like between YouTube and Twitch? Is it the community? Or
The
is
community is a big one, and also just the accessibility. I feel like people, if you want to watch a stream, where do you go?
Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to watch a video, you go on YouTube. And I just feel like people don't typically go to YouTube to watch a stream.
Yeah.
And I think it was hard to grow.
When it goes from YouTubers to Twitch though, because I've been there, I streamed on YouTube for 2 years, and it's your like the numbers it's the risk that people take, because obviously when you build an audience on Twitch it's way better, but it's the original
You're right.
start. You're like,
Yeah.
I could easily get way more viewers on YouTube if I'd done it rather than making a change
Yeah.
and having less viewers for a while. So it's always that.
True.
It's a problem, but if people take the risk and build that community, it's always
I
way
think
more
it's worth the
rewarding.
risk. Yeah, for sure.
And having for me, it's having more than one platform to rely on, like having one more solid platform, because
True.
you never know what's going to happen, especially with how shitty sometimes these platforms can be
Spreading
with all
your
the
eggs, you know?
yes,
Spreading your
Spreading your
eggs.
eggs.
Break
Spreading your
those
eggs.
eggs. Put them in different baskets.
Oh,
and
God
then-
Easter
almighty.
bunny.
What do you mean?
Oh, what do you mean? That's what I was asking. I didn't know where spreading your eggs was going.
Where else can spread your eggs
I
go?
didn't know it was like an embryo clinic or something going on. I'm confused.
An
bro.
embryo clinic on Twitch. Yeah. Yeah.
Could be
Oh, I love that live
educational.
stream.
I love that.
I can't be
Be an
arsed.
interesting live stream, not gonna lie.
God damn.
Anyway, moving on. So G's recently just signed to Guild, correct?
She has.
Congratulations to you, G.
Nelly.
I kind of wanted to touch on the point of like what is next for you on Twitch is there because obviously she's like a dedicated gamer kind of thing. You do a variety.
I'm a gamer, bitch.
Yeah, you're a gamer beach, but you do variety games, so you pop between different things. Whereas I'm assuming you kind of have to specialize if you're with Guild. No,
What is Guild?
She is. It's an esports company. So she's a creator for Guild.
Oh,
So all she does is just like create content and like talk about them, and she works with them on shoots and stuff. And
it's really cool. Like,
Yeah, Nicky's signed to them
what
as
they
well.
do.
It's really cool.
So is one of
whenever.
Manny's friends, Thomas. He signed to Guild as well. He does FIFA stuff.
They're
as well.
new as well, so
they're really dope.
I think they'll be big.
Is that David Beckham's one, did you say?
Yeah.
There you go. David Beckham's esport organisation.
Ed Westlake is signed to one, and that's the one that I've got my eyes on.
Is that Combat?
Might be.
I think that's Combat. Yeah.
Yeah, if I can get in there, happy days.
So is that what the game plan is to try and get with a esports kind
not
of?
really. I mean, if one comes along, maybe, but
If the bag's
that
right.
is not my goal.
If the bag's right. If the bag's right.
To be fair,
he's talking facts. To be fair,
Gene Elliott, I hope it was a nice bag. I hope the bag.
you know for a fact that she would have secured that bag as well.
She's getting a new place and everything. Must have been a sweet deal.
I don't know about that, but so she's moving in with Lexi as well. So
Yeah,
Lexi's
she
another
is.
streamer.
Yeah.
But she's really excited to move. So
That's
I
what
think sorry.
That's what I always think with yous. Like, imagine if yous made I don't know if it's a group Twitch or a group channel on YouTube, like how much that would bang you, G, Lexi, like
Even
whoever.
Becky as
Talia.
well.
Becky as well, Talia.
I've always thought that, but they do. I feel like there's such a gap in the market for it.
You have the thing, you have the group, but you
I
don't
think
do the
it's,
collab stuff.
We do we do it on Twitch. I think the issue with like that kind of stuff is like people being dedicated enough and like really wanting to do it. Because I think with group stuff, people can end up working a lot harder than others, and some people have more time than others. And like with Sidemen, I know that obviously they are very, very organised, and they have to be very strict with each other for it to work. And I don't know. Do I want to?
The
get involved in
Sidemen team
that?
is massive though. Like
Exactly.
as in like it's really not small, but
No.
that's taken years of progression. Whereas if you were to
Exactly.
try and do that straight away, it would probably require quite
I
a
know.
big
I
investment.
don't know. Like me, G, and Talia have spoke about it before. It's like it would be amazing, but also it would be like mixing work with
Friends.
and
Yeah.
I have something about that. I don't know what it is, but like I don't know. I quite like. I mean, we do kind of work in the same field, but we don't work like I don't rely on someone else, or they don't rely on me.
But it's like
It's
going
always
back to
like-
that thing where you said you like to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
If you've got like another thing, would it be like that kind
think
of?
of? Yeah. Is this pressure? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with pressure.
So obviously, when you started doing this streaming, like, did it do well straight away, or was it like one point where you were like, "Oh shit, I'm actually doing something. I'm actually building a platform." Was it like a turning point where you were like, "Oh fuck"?
When
this
I
is
moved to
happening?
Twitch, genuinely.
Oh,
when
really?
I moved to Twitch,
Not
I
like
think
the day it happens, or
well, like obviously the day it happened, there was more people there than normal because it was my first Twitch stream, and I was like, oh my god, I'm on Twitch. But yeah, moving to Twitch, meeting streamers Among Us. That is when.
It fucking bangs still,
That
doesn't
is
it?
when my stream, as well as loads of other content creators who are like my friends as well, that's what took their stream from, doing
That's what
well
killed
to
me.
doing very well.
what Among Us killed you?
I hate it. Like, can I just?
I find it such a fun game though.
So good.
Bruv,
Sometimes I'd go 4 hours and I still wouldn't have an imposter, and I'd be sitting there like,
Yeah.
no man.
That's the risk.
I played with your lot sometimes, and like I can't. Some of you are too good at it, and then also some of you, I'm just like, I can never trust you again. So then it creates trust issues in my head, and then I'm just like, what the fuck? How are you so
Why is
good
it
at
so
lying?
personal for
I
you?
know.
Bruv, but if someone could,
Right.
It's got anger issues.
No, it killed me because I used to like enjoy streaming.
Quite
and
literally,
stuff,
you got
but-
killed, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Always got stabbed right in the heart.
Are you telling me this little game
This
has
game is-
ruined your whole entire life on
Bro,
Twitch?
you know I get pissed off by some things, yeah? It's those little fat things just wobbling
Body
about
shame.
and you think that they're fine. Yeah, it's the same as Fall Guys,
they're
same
fine?
as Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, I want to kick them all up in the air.
all the
Fall
no, wait,
Guys,
wait.
why are they so fat and
all
useless?
the games where they're just so chill, you hate.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm more fine
I've
with
just
Dead by
noticed-
Daylight.
I've just noticed the only games he's mentioned is where the character is slightly chubby.
Plump.
Yeah, slightly
Have you got a
plump.
problem against fat characters, Charlie?
Maybe. Yeah. It's just the way they jiggle, lads.
I think I need to get into Among Us again, but it was just kind of hard because it's so hard to organise. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing more depressing when you want to stream, but there's only like 5 people on.
I'll say one thing though that I didn't like about the Among Us like era, so to speak, which kind of put me off, is that like this is more of a serious point. Like, I do have the trust issue kind of thing, which I do find very jarring. But it's when certain
projection.
No, not projection.
It does. It comes from your dad leaving you.
Yes, it does. It does. It does. It comes from there.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's when some streamers clearly would try to stream with other people because they felt like it would benefit themselves. Where I was just a bit like, oh God.
I struggled with that a little bit as well.
To be fair, it was never like that for me. It was just I'll stream with anyone because it was so hard to get like a 10. Like
you just really needed friends.
Yeah,
but we had Discord servers, mate.
But that's what you should be like as a streamer, really. Like if you want to like meet different streamers, you just got to put yourself out there. And
It was for me. It was like there were Discord servers, and I joined a couple. And then I would notice a couple of people say, "Is anyone about for some Among Us?" And then no one would say anything. Then a couple of people would say, "Among Us lobby." Everyone piles in, and I'm just like,
You saying like the bigger creators?
Pretty much. Where people feel like they could benefit more from that.
That was annoying.
But that was always really obvious, wasn't it?
Yes,
yeah, I was one of the people that was like, "Anyone want to play?" And everyone was just like cricket noises, like, and then I'm Alex would be like, "Anyone want to play?" And everyone would jump in, and I'd be like, "Right, I'm too late now."
But for me personally, that puts me off because like I would rather have my I'd say collaboration, but like me playing with or doing something with another content creator as like an organic thing rather than, "Hi mate, how are you? Blah blah blah. Loving playing with you." I don't like that though.
I know. I don't like
cut
it
me out
either,
again
but
though.
it is
No,
part
but you're also kind of like as a bigger name as well. Like you could easily get away with that though.
I never used to be.
No, you didn't used to be.
Not on Twitch anyway.
You didn't use. The thing is, which I think is quite admirable for you though, is that you're actually your own name now rather than like. That,
guys,
which we
I
can
have a
talk about
story to
this.
tell
Us the story, darling. Tell us the story. What's the story of Balamori?
No, so it isn't like a story, but like I just remember that like a moment that I'll never forget is like
meeting me,
Hafu, and like all of those big names. Like they didn't know Josh or whatever, and they just knew me for me, and it was really fucking nice. And like even streamers that I've like met like through Among Us as well. They didn't know who Sidemen were, and they just know me for like phrase plays. And I'm just like, this is it, lads.
That's where you're at.
Do you know how hard it is to fucking climb out of the? Oh my god, Josh's girlfriend. That is, it's so hard to climb out of.
How does it make you feel like during when obviously not just like obviously Josh is so big and Sidemen stuff? It's like such a good platform you've got. But how are you feeling when you're trying to grow and you get that a lot? Is it like kind of shit? Or are you just like, oh, it is what it is?
A lot of it, you get like imposter syndrome, where you feel like you don't deserve to be where you are, or you don't deserve the subscribers, the viewers, you know, all of that toxic crap. You feel like you don't deserve it because it's like, oh, like people only watch me because of, you know, Josh or whatever. But that is definitely started to fade out now. I feel like I really have tried so hard because like now that I'm like really consistent as well on Twitch and like this is my job and like I'm like, yes, this is what I'm doing now. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I've made, you know, a name for myself as opposed to just being Josh's girlfriend. So
yeah,
I'll back you on that though. Like,
tried so hard.
But you really have. You really have, which is fantastic.
You've done well for yourself, but also I don't think that's just the imposter syndrome. I feel like that's just a creator thing as well. Loads of creators have that. True. But it is true to a certain extent though, because people, obviously it's like, oh, I don't feel like I deserve this, and arguably no one really deserves to have millions of people watching every single move. Like that'd be narcissistic to think so.
No, I feel that.
So I feel like it is a popular thing amongst creators.
You're actually right, actually, because I have a few friends who have grown bigger in like recent months on Twitch, and they're like, oh, like I wouldn't be this big though without, you know, collaborating with like other streamers and stuff. And it's like, well, that's literally every person who is at the top knows someone else who is bigger than them.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's got there by themselves.
No, and that's how you get out there and, you know, get recognised by other people is you collab with people, and that's how you get new fans. And it's just the way it works, but it's so
The only person that I could probably think that's done it by themselves is probably like PewDiePie. Like the only person that's done it like themselves.
So that's like so OG.
I would say maybe JJ as well, actually, because he.
Yeah,
but this is also we're also talking about OG time as well. Like we're talking about like now.
Yeah. Now. Yeah.
You've got kind of a similar like thing as Freya with like Ethan, haven't you? Where it's kind of like
best mate.
Yeah. I didn't want to like pipe in. She was going in on a one. But I relate to that like completely because it's hard to. I've wanted to do my own stuff for like the longest time, and like moving here was like a big thing for me. Like I remember we spoke about this, and for me when we started the podcast and I started to make some content for myself, like I haven't grown like massively, but it was at least a step in the right direction. But even then, like I'll do a TikTok or I'll do a comment or on a comment section, who's here for Ethan? Can you do a video with Bez? Ethan.
Trust me, I know.
Now, the thing is,
I know.
I could have rinsed Ethan dry. I could have Elliot Crawford. I could have Elliot Crawford him. You know,
cheeky.
I could have done it. Like I could have done it, and
Jesus
that's the same.
Christ.
But you also want to.
I didn't know.
You didn't know that. No, but you know
Just
that's
drop that
exactly.
in there.
But you know that's he milked it dry and then it flopped him. But you want your interactions with people to be organic, and I didn't want Ethan to ever feel like that's the reason why I was his friend. And it's the same kind of thing. It's just like, obviously your boyfriend is such a successful person, you want to be able to do it yourself. Do you get what I mean?
Oh, for
like,
sure. And
you've done a
it's
video
like
with
you
Josh.
Prove yourself.
Exactly.
So it's like,
You'll do a video with Josh. You'll do content with Josh.
I can't lie. He uses me more than I use him.
He
these
does
days.
do that.
Bastard.
He does
I'm
the little
everywhere on
sneaky
his
swine.
main channel.
Yeah, he's sneaky boy.
I mean, we do live together now, so it's probably a big reason as well. But yeah,
Which I think, like,
Maybe that was his plan all along.
maybe.
yeah, planted the seed a long time ago. I think, like, for me, like, which is where I can really resonate with that, is that you do get that imposter syndrome where sometimes you turn around and be like, I don't think I'd be here if it wasn't for that. But then you kind of have to remind yourself that person
Everyone's in the
also
same
benefited from you as well.
Absolutely,
Like-
of course, yeah.
Do you think that's why you were so hesitant to start doing your own thing originally as well? Because you're like, I
Yes.
don't want to. Like, I know there's a lot of people that are like that. They're so hesitant to not want to because they don't want to be branded.
I
Is
was
that
almost ashamed. I was like, like because
ashamed of being his girlfriend? Shocking! You heard it here first, guys.
No,
I was ashamed to be seen with him, guys.
stop. I think with like starting content creation, I was like I used to get tweets being like, oh, like when are you gonna make a channel? Like they almost expected it because I was his girlfriend. So I was like, oh, that's just what I'm gonna be like. That's what I'm gonna be known as. Like I'm gonna just be known as his girlfriend. And I was for the longest time, and to a lot of people I still am, obviously, but it put me off for such a long time. I was like, I don't even want to get involved in it. But I'm glad I did, because our relationship is better off for it as well, because like we now do the same thing, and
especially that you slowly ease yourself into it as well. Because if you can jump into social media to thousands of people, it can be really scary. Like straight away, it can be terrifying. Some people can't deal with it as well.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, "Oh, I'll be fine." And then they really get into it and they go, "Shit, I don't know if I can deal with this."
absolutely.
Because it can be really hard.
Sometimes when I'm streaming to like, if it's like 200 viewers, I'm like, right, okay. But then I see you with like 3K, I'm like, fucking hell. Or fuck it, like that amount of people live.
Yeah.
Like if the rest are on every word
I always
you say.
I always look at like Tommy in it when it's like 200,000
Yeah.
people,
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
God.
That's even fucking mental,
How
isn't
do
it?
his mods even do anything? Because I was about to say, like, big
Slow
shout out
mods?
to the Phrase Plays mods, because they're the best. Yeah, it must be slow mo, but
extra
even
slow
in
mods.
slow mode, it must be like.
It must be absolutely. But imagine having that many people watching you. Like, how do you read the fucking chat?
I don't think
I don't think they do.
they don't.
Oh,
they
don't.
can't.
They
There's
don't,
too many
bro.
people.
The amount of times
But
I've seen a
I
fast.
think that's when you know when you've made it on Twitch, when you don't need to read the chat.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
I see some people just play the game and they've not read the chat in like 30 minutes. I'm like, you've made
Wait,
it.
so you know-
You've made it.
At that point, do you lose the community though?
Yeah, 100%. At 250k.
Some communities are really good, and they are the community in a sense of like, I don't know, like you don't ever lose it because they keep it together.
They power it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Becomes
which
like a
is incredible.
self-sustainable living organism
Yes.
on Twitch.
It genuinely does. Like,
But-
yeah, it's crazy what they can do. But yeah, shout out to the Phrase Plays mods.
I'll
Big
say
up
shout out
yourselves.
to the Phrase Plays mods. We're going to have a quick interlude to say thank you to the sponsor of this podcast, Adrian Flux.
Hello everyone, and it's me, the best looking host of the Antisocial podcast by myself. And once again, this podcast is sponsored by the lovely guys at Adrian Flux. Adrian Flux. Now, if you don't know who Adrian Flux are, if you're a long-term viewer or a short-term viewer, Adrian Flux are a car insurance company that specialise in young and learner drivers. They offer some great policies such as black box policies, which are really good if you've just passed your test, which can significantly reduce your insurance costs. So if you want to know more about that and help us out massively in the podcast, seriously, it costs you nothing. All you have to do is click the first link in the description. That's all, nothing more, nothing less. Please do it for the best looking podcast member, Lewis Bucking. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
So once again, thank you very much to Adrian Flux for sponsoring the podcast. Without you, this would not be possible. I want to bring it back to something between yourself and Josh and how you maintain such a healthy relationship behind closed doors, but in such the public eye.
I was going to say something so inappropriate. I was so glad I caught
Go on
my
then.
tongue.
Say it with chest.
No.
What were you going to say?
No, because you guys wouldn't cut it out. So I'm not
No, we
saying-
would. We definitely would.
Yeah, we
Have you asked us to? Say it. What is it? Boo. One thing you mentioned about 10 minutes ago was that you now live with each other. How long have you been living with each other now?
A year and a half.
Okay, now what have you, because obviously you've been in a relationship for a while. How long have you been going out
10
now?
years.
10 years. So is there anything you discovered when you moved in?
He leaves his clothes in the bathroom all the time.
How? Did that make them damp?
Behind the door.
In the corner. So he takes
So he tries to
them
hide it like a dog with a bone.
Kind of. Like he has like a clothes pile in the corner. I'm like, bitch, the basket is there. It's there.
That is naughty,
Pick it up, put it in the
you
basket.
teasing me.
But yeah, that's one of the things.
I always find it interesting listening to other couples' little like icks and little like
Yeah.
things that they do.
What,
No,
is
what
that
it
the
is
worst
about
thing?
that? Yeah, and I'll say why. It's because the amount of times I said, babe, please just put it in the bin, like
In the bin?
In the bin?
the laundry bin.
You're living like that now.
And he doesn't. He can't do it. Like it's like he can't do it. And he's a smart boy. He can't do it.
He's a clever cookie.
So that's his worst. Has it not got anything else?
No,
Chew
I
his mouth open.
think that's his worst.
Is anything he gets annoyed at you for?
What did he say?
Oh.
No, I'm
Is it
perfect.
your
perfect.
abnormally small head?
Yeah, it's quite annoying because nothing fits me on the head.
Um,
So
Fits me on the head.
no, yeah, I can't remember. He did say something, but I actually can't remember conveniently. I don't know.
Oh, you don't remember, yeah.
Don't
Pretend
remember
it didn't
that.
exist.
Yeah, completely just gone out of my head.
That small head of yours just couldn't keep the information in.
God.
see, if I see a piece of clothing on the bathroom floor, it can put us in like a total different mood. I don't know why.
It's just annoying because I've said it a million times. Like, just pick up your clothes, put them in the laundry basket. It's 2 feet away.
For me, it's I'd say clothes on the bed. Really
Clothes
gets
on the bed?
Gets me fucking going,
Bro.
man.
No.
I
Gets you
sleep on the
going.
bed.
Gets you go. Wait.
No, gets me going.
He's
Listen,
just
gets
like,
me angry. Actually, I prefer the clothes off the bed. Nah, that's probably the thing that irks me the most.
Really?
No, it's shoes on the bed for
Shoes,
me.
no shoes on the bed.
Shoes on the bed?
Bruv, I've seen
How
it
are
before.
you
Who the
living?
fuck's doing that?
Who is doing that?
We don't
Evie,
talk about that person.
No,
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 I'm
no.
just saying.
Evie literally had shoes on the bed today, and I had to go at her. I went, sorry, can you? Just one thing that you did that annoys me. Can you not put shoes on the bed? She went, they're brand new. I went, still, don't put them in the
Yeah,
bed.
just shoes on the bed, bruv. It drives me up their fucking wall. If you jump
For
on
this
your
to be an issue, this has happened a few times to you, right? Who's
Yeah.
putting shoes on your bed? I would flip.
His mum,
That's filthy.
his mum really loved
Yes.
putting her sandals on his bed.
Oh, sorry.
Shirley,
Shirley, you bad egg. Love.
Can we not call Shirley you bad egg?
She loves putting her. Shirley, call me.
She's not gonna call you.
Yeah.
All right, so I do want to bring it back to like how you keep it. Like you are both very private people, but also quite public as well. But like relationship wise, how do you maintain like such a? You're both on social media. You're both public figures. How do you keep that all so private? How? I love it, but like, how?
We just don't make content together.
Do you?
We
Cal,
don't really.
Cal, can you pull up every video they've done together, please?
Just don't play the podcast. Just the full videos.
No, but like the content that we make is just meaningless. Like it's not like, oh, let's talk about our really personal. Like we would never put really, really personal stuff online. So I guess that's how. I don't really know. We always make a point to have a date night because, ironically, I barely see him. Our schedules are different. Like, so I obviously wake up earlier. I stream from 11 till 5, and then from 5 till like 8, that's when we have some time. And then he starts his stream, and he streams later, or he'll film with the boys or whatever. So we don't actually spend that much time together. So we always make sure to have a date night, or even like a couple hours where like we just spend time with each other.
I think that's good though, isn't it? Because if you were spending like 24 hours of the day together, you would be like, fucking hell.
1,000,000%. I'm very glad that we don't do that because both working from home, I think it's easy to get on top of each other, but we've never ever had that issue. Why didn't I think of that first? We've never had that issue.
So I've known you for quite a while, and I know you don't drink one specific set of alcohol.
Why are you going to bring that up?
Okay. So what alcohol is it, Freya, that you cannot drink?
Vodka.
And why is that?
Because I'm a bitch on vodka.
You didn't have to say.
Well, we've got a perfect
vodka.
drink for you.
It does something to me. I couldn't tell you why. I'm not a nice person. You don't want to. People call it vodka Frey. You don't want to meet her.
Vodka Frey.
She's a nasty person.
She's different.
I've never seen you on the old body, but I don't think I do.
You don't want to
so
see me.
there is something which I kind of wanted to dig into. It's about how your relationship with alcohol, whatever it was. But there was a period of time when things obviously weren't always so hunky-dory, dandy-dory, melanadory, avec le Josh Zerkaa. Zerkaa. Do you want to chat to us about that briefly? Like what kind of thing without too much info?
Well, basically, every time I went out a lot when I was younger. I never went to uni, but I went out like 3 times a week at one point because I had friends that went to uni, and I was just like when I worked at Hollister, I was out all the time, and I was drinking. And the clubs that we went to were like in the West End, so it would be like free entry for girls, free drinks all night, and the drink was always vodka. And it just every night it would result in an argument because I've started a row over absolutely nothing. And it got to a point where I had to basically choose vodka
or relationship.
Oh my God, what a show. What a show for a concept for a show.
Vodka relationship.
Netflix, if you're watching.
What do you mean? I had to essentially choose, and I was like, all right, Josh, I'm not going to drink this anymore. This is ridiculous.
So like
I'm
Pokemon,
sorry.
you said I'd choose you.
Yeah. But you know what? It's given me really bad post-drink anxiety now.
The beer fear.
I get anxiety so bad the next day, and I think it's because of all of my bad times. Like, because I would wake up and I would have done something really stupid. Like, I've never cheated on him, but I would start an argument, or like I'd call him something, or like something that I can't take back, essentially, you know. And I used to always. I'd always have done something to upset him, and so whenever I text him the next day, I was always like, are we okay? Are we not okay? I don't even know because I was drunk.
Did you never have a good memory?
No.
I've always had a good memory after drinking.
When I was
weirdly.
younger, I did. The older that I've got, it started to go.
I know what you mean, but I've seen you drunk on 2 occasions, and you're one of these people that you do turn not in a bad way at all, but you do turn into like a different person. Like
Do I?
not like different.
Wait, I thought you were. But the first time I met you and you were pissed. It was your birthday, and you came over. You were like, "So what's your name?" I was like, "I'm Cam," and you're like, "I'm Freya." And we just had like a proper lovely little like chat for 10 minutes.
Yeah, so she's not actually like that normally.
Yeah. That was a one-off. You know, got on a lucky day.
No, I thought when I first met you, you were quite like shy and reserved, but then you were quite flamboyant when you were on the good old drink.
Would
And I
you
was
say
like,
I'm
oh.
shy, reserved?
No, I know you too well.
I think
just-
shy is the wrong word. I think like when I don't know someone, I guess I'm a little bit more reserved. But
Your character down to a T, pretty much, Frey, is that you seem a lot more intimidating than you are.
I was waiting.
And
for you to say that.
we've always said this. Like people have always said like they found you like intimidating, but you are a proper little softie. Like you are a little. She is a little softie. But when you're drinking, I think it just heightens that you are extra softie.
Yeah.
Like a squish, one of those squishies.
Yeah.
I never used to be.
Do you think that the way you act when you're drunk is a reflection of how you feel in your own life?
No, and I will stand by that till I die. You know, like when people say, "Oh, like drunk words."
It's
sober
sober thoughts.
No.
No fucking way.
No
I've done some crazy fuking shit.
Bullshit.
You are crazy fucking shit.
No, I've done some shit that doesn't.
Yeah.
He's killed people.
That's seen something.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with that more.
I think that depends on the person, because for me, I don't think when I'm drunk I'm much of a different person. I think I'm just a heightened version of myself. I've said the
See,
same
I'd say
shit
you're more
as
mellow when you're drunk.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
I'm not mellow
You
No,
mellow
no, no.
out.
Oh, you are a strange. I like when you're drunk because you're fucking quiet He's quite. You just sit there.
It sounds like he's ma.
You just sit there reserved with a rum and coke. You're just.
Charlie, if you
you're
just
so
go sit
quiet
in the
when you're drunk.
Yeah, I just won't fucking talk on the podcast, lads.
You're
I'll
just
just
so
get,
quiet when you're drunk.
I'll just get pissed on the
You're
podcast.
like my dad.
now.
You sit there. Your legs are crossed. You just sit there and
Yeah.
you embrace the moment.
So I wouldn't say it's heightened. I'd say you're more mellow and more chilled out.
It's because I'm just drinking a drink, thinking I'm cool. I'm just giving the sex eyes. I'm like,
Oh, stop. Maybe it's the environment though. Like
Yeah, it
maybe
is the
if you was
environment.
out at a club, you.
Yeah,
we've been out at clubs though, but I can't even remember.
Bruv.
You just dance a lot, didn't you?
yeah, I just fucking hit
Like a boogie?
thrust all over the gaff. Yeah, it's a great time. I do love that. I do respect that though, because I think that obviously, like you and your relationship with Josh, like it's not something which you've allowed to define you, which I think is commendable. I think if something like, God forbid, nothing does, but if anything were to happen, like it's not in a position where you'd be like, oh shit, my whole career's gone.
No, but
kind of
right,
thing.
imagine. Oh, that's gonna be awful.
Oh, it
It's
would be.
gonna
It would be.
Like the
awful.
stands, where do they go? You have to like
It's like the divide.
Yeah.
But the
It's
thing is,
gonna
you've
be
seen it before.
disgusting.
Like you've seen with Sarah Close and Lux. That's a very public
Yeah,
thing.
but this is 10 years.
I know. I completely know. But I respect it because I feel like as much as people like to try and pry in on stuff, there's nothing that they can know.
No.
You know, because everything is like held at arm's length. Which I think also, one thing that I wanted to bring on was that comments that I get or any other person get, i.e. to you as well, if you ever do anything with like a male, whatever, is all the stuff. We went to Reading. So when we went Reading Festival, I took a picture. She was on my shoulders, and then there's some stories. And the only comments you get are, oh, Josh is going to be mad. Oh, Josh is fuming. Oh, so Josh don't give a fuck. Like,
Josh
what am I going
doesn't
to do?
give a flying fuck.
He's a very secure man.
Let
which
me
is great.
live.
Yeah.
Let me live. If I want to get on your shoulders, get on your shoulders.
So you're facing that way.
Should we do it right now? Should we do it right now? Welcome back to the podcast, guys.
Yeah, Josh, how do you feel now?
To be fair, if we wanted 5 people on this podcast, an extra person, that's probably the way we'd have to do it.
Yes, probably.
For the room.
The thing is with you though, like if you're doing anything with Chloe, you could be rolling around on the floor with Chloe. You could whatever. For some reason with you, I just never have any like.
Because you're secure.
Oh, do you want to talk about what Charlie did the other day to Chloe?
I didn't do it to Chloe. I did not do it to Chloe.
This is how secure. You were just shaking your willy in front of Chloe, and I was like, yes.
So we were going to a
Please,
hot tub.
context.
We were going to a hot tub the other day, and we're all in the changing room. Then
No,
Chloe
it was a different time.
and she was like, "Oh, Charlie, I don't want to see your knob," and he was like, "Oh!" He started jumping up and down.
I did not do that.
completely
Please,
naked.
Cam, please.
He did. You jumped up and down.
No,
Charlie, have some dignity.
dignity. Please, without me making me sound like a sexual assault person. Okay, I will say it because I can argue my
I'll
own case.
say it.
You say it then, mate, because I trust your words.
You sexually basically, we were in a tavern, weren't we?
Tavern,
Like a little,
tavern?
like a tavern,
a cabin,
thing.
not
a
tavern.
cabin, the same
cabin.
thing.
A cabin.
And Chloe, was she outside?
No,
you
she
weren't.
was sat down. She was behind you.
Oh,
She
was
was
she?
inside.
Oh,
She
she
was
was
sit
that
down
close.
enjoying the show.
The story's not going well.
Can I just point
I'm
out
fucking
that
mudded.
no matter what you say here, it's not okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing, bro?
His willy was at eye level for her. Eye level.
And she was standing up.
Go on, what happened? I
Charlie's
still want to hear the
just really
story.
big.
I still want to hear the story.
Chloe was like, no, Charlie, don't. And then
Everything she said, that's probably not the word to give an example.
I
No,
can't.
Charlie, please, no.
Nah.
where's she from?
Where's she from?
No, Charlie, please, no.
I'm going to clear my name quickly because Cam's trying, but he's mudding me more. What happened? Chloe was just like, I need to leave because...
Someone showing us the willy.
Yeah, no, because like, I'm just you guys getting changed, and I was just like, Cam, don't move. And then when he was stood in front of me, I was just flapping it about, and then he turned around and had a look.
I didn't have a fucking look.
I saw you, mate.
I
saw you, mate. Yeah, you picked up your shoulder. I saw you.
Cracking set of balls, lad.
They were tight. But Cam didn't stay there. Then he moved, and Chloe was like, oh! And
So
why
it's
did you?
so it's
Why
like
did you?
accidental.
It was, but then I didn't really give a shit, and then I carried on.
Bullshit.
That wasn't
Don't,
bullshit.
don't make it out that Cam accidentally went, oh, like a fucking matador, and then
He didn't matador. He just stepped out the way, and then he laughed.
No, you fucking.
then she laughed.
You made it very clear. Chloe.
Why am I jumping? No, there was no jumping
You
movement.
were fucking. That Willie was fucking fanging.
It was
I
going
seen
left to right. You did have a
It was
peek.
up and down.
You fucked yourself.
It was vertical.
This story's not lining
it
up.
was vertical.
It went left to right. It was horizontal.
All I would have said is I'm so glad I'm not here. Or I wasn't there, I guess.
So basically, moral of the story is the point is that we were trying to make here is that the picture that I took with you. So people in the comments, how do you handle comments where
Ignore
people
them.
say stuff? You ignore them straight away.
gotta ignore
Don't
them.
even reply.
No, because they wind me up because like they don't know anything, do they? Like who like they are just someone online and just because they see me with another guy, they're like, oh my god, Josh Zerkaa. And in reality I have a lot of male friends. I have a lot of guy friends. I've always got on really well with guys. And so I'm not like all girls. I get on really well with guys. So that I'm always going to get those comments.
Which is frustrating, but I guess if you handle it well, which you do, it's just like
sometimes
it must be like frustrating, but
I lash out on stream occasionally, but that feels really good.
cathartic.
They're just
Because
like-
no one can shout back at you.
Yeah.
You're like, mods, ban them, take them away.
Banish that man.
Yeah, so they get banned and then I'm free just to vent.
Oh, I love that. I will call someone the worst name, then I'll go, mods, ban him, please.
So you can't reply.
So because I like screaming into the void and they don't realise.
Why will you hit back? Is it a certain comment or is it just like a build-up of things?
Okay, so I'll say I'll just be like playing Among Us and I'll just glance at chat. And I'll just read a comment that's just fucking annoying. And I just react to it in the moment. And I'm like, fuck off. Or like, I'll say something. And then they get
off.
banned. And I'm like,
So aggressive.
no, I say, well, I'm not going to obviously just be like, start screaming right now. But like,
I reckon a proper
sometimes,
roadman
just,
accent
like,
comes
you
out of
read
you.
something and it just triggers you a little bit. And you just react in the moment.
Yeah, it's just that one comment that
Yeah.
really fucking knocks you and you're like,
Yeah. The rest of them are like, oh my god, hi Freya, and then there's the one dick, and I've replied to
The one dick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
what I
thought
said.
one
About
dick,
dick,
but
Charlie.
I think
No,
go wrong.
dick.
I don't know what actually. Yeah, that triggered something in my head. But
going on about how you're saying that people don't know this and private stuff, there's one question I've wanted to know because I always find this interesting. Like I remember Vic in a Sidemen Sunday once said like, I think the question was like, has he ever hated any of the Sidemen members? So my question to you, has there ever been anything private, whether it's to do with the girls or the Sidemen boys, that you've actually really disliked or even hated one of them at one point and no one knows about? Or all them being lovely?
They've all been lovely. They're all lovely boys. They
fuck you,
really
Freya.
are. I know. I'm sorry. I know that you was after some juicy.
I was after
You
a
were
clip.
fishing there.
I was after a clip there. I was
He
after.
just
I hated this person. Simon Minter, fuck himself. I hate him. I was looking for names, but
somebody
sadly,
clip that of Lewis Buck and then just send that to Simon Minter, please.
I'm pretty sure I've said that before, once or twice.
Also, as if I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, that was that one time.
Yeah,
Come on.
I was
fuck that Josh guy.
I was looking for it. Yep. That Josh leaves his clothes on the floor. Shocking. Cancelled.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But I guess kind of what I want to ask you then is that with like this whole lockdown, that you've worked so hard throughout lockdown, like credit to you, you've done really well.
Thank you.
But that being said, one thing I have noticed with you is the change between you seem to be more socially anxious in general with things, where you're very rigid to your work routine, which is credit to work ethic, like can't be questioned. But one thing that I won't say concerns me at all, because I think it would take you a couple of weeks and you'd be back to like normality. What is it that worries you about life returning back to normal?
No, I don't even think. I think it's like a whole thing. Like G and Talia will know. Like I get really like funny and like with like meetups and like meet and greets and stuff. Like I never really enjoyed Summer in the City, even though I would obviously.
Don't think anyone did.
I liked it.
Nah, like enjoy it in the sense of like I would just be a ball of anxiety
Stress.
for the whole
Yeah.
weekend just because I'm like. Because I think it's the expectations, and I know that I shouldn't care like about this, but it's like I don't want to disappoint anyone who meets me. Like, what if they think something of me and then they meet me and they're like,
That wasn't as good as I
she
thought it
was
would be.
a bit boring, or like she was
Yeah.
something. And I don't know. I don't know, and I also just get anxious just about meeting people and like making sure that I come across in a good way, because like I know that they queue up and stuff, and like some people queue up for a long time, and then what if they get there and they're like, she didn't even. she didn't even laugh at my joke or something. Do you know what I mean? Like something like that. And I don't know, I just don't like it. The whole weekend was just always a stress for me. And then I think it's just come with like COVID and stuff. I think it's normal though, right? Like I think like I like to go and see my mum and dad, and I see them on Sundays. And so I just get anxious being around a bunch of people in case I take it home to them or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, a bunch of people. I was just it's us.
Oh yeah.
But I completely understand. I think with you, obviously, like where you're very driven towards your career right now, and also that's probably on the forefront of your mind. What I find interesting will be to see like when, say, like bars and stuff reopen, activities we can go out, to see if you're gonna maintain that work thing, like that you think, because I think where things like happen, obviously there's gonna be holidays which you're gonna have to take your breaks.
I know.
I'm
worried about that. Actually.
But that's what I want to know, because let's talk about a regular 9 to 5. You have your set amount of holidays a week. If you're a freelancer, your days off are when you decide to have them. Yours at the moment, you have just your schedule.
I have Sundays.
One day. But then when's your
I
holiday?
am
When's your time
scared
off?
about, not scared, but I'm definitely like overthinking, you know, like when I go on holiday for a week, like I'm not going to be online, like, or like streaming for a whole week, and that makes me like very nervous.
Because Twitch is very like high demand, like when you come back.
Isn't it, if you take a break?
It's just, I don't know, like it's fine, and like I know that like it's normal to take a break, and like I, you know, deserve a break as much as, you know, the next person, but I definitely like, I mean, I think once I go I'll be fine. It's just like doing it for the first time, because I've just been so consistent and like just been on my grind for so long now that I'm like, I don't want to stop it because I'm scared it'll just go.
That's kind of toxic though, in a way.
Yeah,
it's good work.
I think a lot of people, I know that Josh has the exact same
That's
thing.
the biggest
and I know
thing
that a lot
with
of the boys have it. Yeah. It's hard to tear yourself away when you're seeing so much like good from it.
I'm really bad with that as well. Sometimes I'll be like watching Netflix at like 2 a.m. and I'm like, must work now, right now. And I get really annoyed at myself because I feel guilty because I'm not being productive.
Oh my God, me too. Like if I have a down day, I now force myself to stream, but I never used to. I used to be like, no, Freya, you take this day, queen, you know, self-care and all that, but I would feel worse for it because I'm not being productive. Whereas if I force myself to stream, by the time I finish my stream, I feel great because I've been productive. I've, you know, worked towards something.
Plus, if you're sad, people get more subs, you know?
Jesus Christ. Not the vibe, but no, I think sometimes like
We're having a really hard week, guys.
Guys, please.
We're really close to 1,000 subs again, guys.
I think sometimes it's about getting yourself back up on the horse. Like I think for me, for gym, when I feel like I don't want to do it, the best gym sessions are when I feel like I don't want to do it.
For sure.
When I don't really stream anymore, but when I did stream, the bad days where if I was having a shit day, I knew that my chat were going to cheer me up. So then you jump in and you do something. If you play a game with a friend, anything like that.
I'm just glad that I've learned that and I remember that now. Like now, if I wake up, like on Monday, I woke up and had the worst day. It was because of like bad news and stuff, like stuff with my family, and I was like, I feel like I'm on the verge of like just crying. But then I went live and I was like, chat like cheered me up as they always do, and I just felt better. And like I was having a bad stream anyway, like just because I was down, but I felt better than what I did when I woke up that day. So
that's good. Probably because you were productive and you just distracted yourself.
Yeah, I've distracted myself and like I've not overthought it and stuff. So yeah.
Speaking of streaming, there was one point where I felt like you disliked me.
What?
I felt like you really disliked me.
We've never streamed together.
No, we've never streamed together, but you did
together.
come in my stream and were pretty passive aggressive about me bullying Charlie.
Oh, this was this the Russ thing?
Yeah,
because he's been a little wanker.
Yeah,
like.
because I like making my
No,
streams
do you
funny,
know what it
entertaining.
was? No, because I was seeing it from both sides, okay? And Charlie was genuinely, like, I know that you're not going to admit this, but I can read him like a fucking book.
He's upset.
He was sat there and he was trying to like, you was pissed.
I was pissed.
He was.
He was pissed.
He was, and I was having the best time of my life.
Set the scene for people.
Set the scene.
Why was he
So
building a
felt so
fucking
bad.
house, bruv.
Me and Charlie were having. He was new to Rust.
so
We were on
irrelevant
Rust.
now, but
And what was happening was I just had the sudden urge to. I was like, it's bored. It's not going to be entertaining for the stream if I just sit here and build a fucking house. I was living with the farmers, so I was like, you know what? I need to just go annoy Charlie. So I went in the middle of the night.
Look at
middle
his
of the
eyes.
night, pitch black, and I waited outside his house with a rock. And he came outside, couldn't see me because it's pitch black, and I started beating him to death with a rock. And he was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And it just fucking killed him.
So you bullied him?
I killed him
Yes.
unexpectedly. I was thinking how funny would it be if I murdered him outside his house with a rock in the pitch dark.
As a normal sane person
And
thinks?
You have bully kid syndrome. Do you know that, right? By the way,
But then-
you get great satisfaction from other people's
And
sadness
maybe that's
misery.
where I got triggered. 'cause
Projection.
Yes, projection.
I've been the bullyee.
the bullied.
Yeah.
The bullied.
So I was
Bully
sat there
is-
and I was watching Charlie's face and I was like, I can't. This is
But then
pain.
again,
It was content, and he was making very good content.
and
He
it was
was.
so funny.
I know.
And then I fucking got pissed off because he was getting annoyed. I went in his stream, so all my chat were like fucking laughing. They were like, "This is so funny." They were like, "Keep doing it, Liz. Keep doing it." So they were obviously feeling. I was like, "I'll keep doing it then." And then I went into Charlie's stream after because you came on my stream and you went,
Killing me three times is all right, mate, but it just
What
didn't
did I
stop.
say? Do you remember what I said?
I think you were like, "Can you stop killing Charlie, please? Can you please stop?" I think you said like 3 or 4 messages, and I went, "Hi Freya, no, I'm not going to stop." I was like, I think I got quite pissed off and defensive. I was like, I'm trying to make funny content.
That's not
People
like you.
don't. I was like, people don't. I do get defensive, and I was like, this is content. I'll make. I just want to make people laugh, regardless if it's being a dick or not. And then I went in Charlie's stream, and they were like, I started arguing with Charlie's chat because they were like, "This is so not funny." Charlie's just trying to build himself. So I went, "Get a grip. You're feeling bad for a man who's 28 years
I
old."
will just say that toxic streamers create toxic communities.
Yes.
I
thank
don't.
you for that.
My community is welcoming. They're lovely.
Bruv, I'm not.
They're lovely.
Yeah,
they
sure.
just really.
I was up till 5 a.m. the day before
Bruh.
building my house. Yeah,
I think that was like he spent so long.
I have had milk blow up my house because Simon Miniminter decided to
Yes.
gift him like so many subs to kill me twice.
Wasn't it like 100 quid?
I then had a stupid fat Scottish
lot.
bastard hitting me to death with a rock. It just it wasn't
the
giving me.
funniest one when I
It
killed
wasn't.
you.
It wasn't funny.
The funniest one. I snuck into
What
his
time?
house.
What
Listen,
time? Because it
this-
didn't stop.
Nice to see it doesn't affect you anymore.
It doesn't affect me anymore because
Yeah.
now it's triggering me because it's
Yeah,
the same old thing.
glad to
Isn't
know I
it?
didn't piss
It's
you
like,
off.
when is enough? And you're just like, listen, the first 3 times were funny. The 4th time, a little bit less. The 5th, when's it going to stop?
I think
6th,
realistically, I
I
did
want to
it-
die now.
I think
And
I
then
did it
you know
4
what? I might
times.
just log out. No, it was probably about 6 because by the time what happened, which really sent me over the edges, because I was just like, at least I know that I'm going to get my stuff back. I rocked up. You took a couple of my things. Then you were stood
Yeah.
with loads of
This
other
is what I did.
people. No,
Oh,
listen,
that was so funny.
He was stood with loads of other people.
I brought
And
a gang. I brought a
I
gang.
walked up to him, yeah, and killed him, and they all just killed me.
What I want to know is how did you get everyone on your side?
Because
Bruv,
I was like, wait.
maybe I'm
what's
just a
going on?
really good manipulator. No,
Must be.
I was going.
I'm just trying to
I can't
fucking
remember.
build my
It was
house,
so
bruv.
funny. I brought a gang of people, like 6 people, and I was like, "We're going to piss off Charlie." And Charlie's sitting there building his little house, and then there's 6 of us like this outside his house. And do you know what this? You probably found this funny because you probably didn't realise. But one of them gave me a grenade to throw at his house.
I saw it.
And I threw it, and it bounced back and hit me and killed me. So it was quite funny.
I
But
saw
no,
it. I
and
watched
then-
it back on your stream.
Yeah, and then I was like, I feel like Freya
I would like to
really.
say that I never
Nah, it's okay.
hated you.
I was just like,
I
I
did.
found it so funny. The funniest part was when you said I stole your stuff. I stole his shotgun. Then no word of a lie, I stood outside his house 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and the second he opened his door, boom, shotgun dead.
He sat in the dark on a game for 20 in real life minutes waiting for me to
in
leave.
real life minutes.
In real life
Sad,
minutes. Not
sad
even, not even
bastard.
game minutes.
All it took was one pump shotgun.
Just shot me. I was just like, he got so much satisfaction for that.
Like I remember you got. Like I know people were role playing. I was role playing as a fucking mass
Twat.
murderer. I was role playing as a cunt. Yes.
To be fair,
That's not roleplay, mate.
That was. Yeah,
That's why, mate. That's why it was so good
for.
for me. And then I remember one time, it was me, you, Milk, and then someone, Farmer George, came over. He's like, "Sheriff, I'd like to report a crime," and I just shot his head right off. And then you went, "Lewis, Lewis, what did you do?" And I was like, "Oh, they don't find it funny."
Do you know why? It's because when you're playing with other streamers who don't know who you are, it's always like, what are you doing? Stop.
Cringe moment.
Yeah, a little
No,
bit.
they didn't. I wasn't cringe. It was fucking funny.
right,
Roll the
yeah.
clips.
Look
Roll the
at
clips.
Whoa.
After I shot him in the head, I was so satisfied, and they were like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "No, they don't find it funny." And I was like, I'm going to go off on my lunch now. On my lunch.
Oh god.
Chilling. But no, that was a fun experience. So I'm glad we covered that you don't hate me and we are
I'm
great
glad we
friends.
covered that. Yeah. I love that for us.
As long as you get on the good side of Dirty Derek, you're not a threat. You're not a threat.
I think there's one thing we could talk about, which is between yourself and me. Is we were in a cab once, and when we had a little altercation. Do you remember? I think Lexi was mediator. Was it
Fucking
Lexi
hell,
was
how many
mediator?
altercations you had with this podcast?
Freya's awful. Do you
No, I
remember?
don't remember this.
You should start on the cam right now.
This was last year.
We had a row in the cab.
It was, yeah. Do you not remember? Wow, she must be drinking vodka that day.
Oh, I lose
that's
my
actually quite
memory
deep.
even when I'm sober, to be honest.
Vodka free.
Lexi was there in the middle, I believe. It was when we were going to that place.
That place, yeah, that one.
The bar. We spoke about earlier. It was a bootleg or whatever it was called after.
Yeah.
And you were basically saying
that was a
about
good night.
yeah, and we had a DMC in the cab where Lexi was trying to mediate because you felt like we had drifted from each other, and you got really angry at me because you felt like I prioritised other things in my life.
Other things.
Yeah,
Other things.
cocaine.
You said other things.
What's other things?
Other
Oh,
things.
I wonder what other things are.
Oh yeah, what is that?
A person, but we moved from that. Why did?
Everyone just gets a twitch.
Oh yeah. Why did you hate me so much?
I didn't.
Are we okay now?
Yeah, but we did. I think I was just a bit like, you're giving all your energy to this thing. No, I'm
Holy
saying
shit.
thing because then it's not specific, is it? You know, it's
Yeah,
smart.
yeah.
It's
Football,
smart.
football. Yeah, just love
Yeah, it
football.
was
And,
about, Among Us.
And I felt a little bit cast aside, Charlie Donald. A
Why?
little bit why?
Why?
No, you've apologised since. So I don't know why you're saying why.
No, because my intention was never to cast.
No, I
aside.
know, and I knew that deep down, but you know, I mean, are we just having like a little therapy
I feel like this is
session?
therapy session.
What
I
happened
just
in
need
the
that
cab?
last
Were you
bit of
swinging
closure.
digs?
Piece of swinging digs.
Absolutely not.
Not you. I know you do that.
Did we row though, or was
bad
it
boy,
more
bad
just
boy.
like an emotional thing?
It was quite emotional. It was more of I think Lexi was quite worried that it was going to get heated, but I wasn't arguing with you. I was kind of just trying to give you my reasons for said things.
This clears things up for me.
Reasons for ignoring his friends.
This clears things up for me, right? Because you've put this on the notes and it says, my argument with Freya, argued in a cab about distance. And I've been thinking for the last 2 hours, you were
Social
arguing.
distance.
I thought you not social distance. I thought you were arguing about how long it took from the cab to wherever you were going. I was like, how did they have an argument about distance? Well, it's actually 2 kilometres.
We're actually really
1.6.
toxic friends.
1.5.
I was like, right, okay.
my
That makes a lot
God.
more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
God.
The reason kind of halfway that I wanted to talk about that briefly is because obviously like I feel like we're in a good place again. We're all right. But we were in a cab, by the way, lads. This is I'm educating you on Freya Nightingale right now. What is it that you really hate?
Do I have to talk about that?
Yes,
Hates-
you
hates
do.
cab drivers.
Yes, you do. No.
Wow.
No. Freya, talk to us. What do you hate?
Taxis.
No. Quite the opposite. No. Quite
I
the
like
opposite.
Uber, okay?
Cycling?
It's not a secret.
Oh.
My dad's a black cab driver. My brother's a black cab driver. Uber fucking sucks. And there we go. That's my piece.
That's my piece.
That's my piece.
Yeah, so lads, if you're ever around Freya Nightingale on a
Yeah,
night
do you know
out,
what though? Respect to my friends because they don't get Ubers. Well, some of them do, but like
They do once
if
you're
they're
gone.
with me.
Yeah.
If they're with me, they like will get an Addison Lee or like a black cab.
Addison Lee?
Yeah, I love
born
Addison
like
Lee.
that.
for medicine. Yeah.
Wait,
No,
what?
they're really not that more expensive.
Why is Uber bad?
I really can't, I don't want to go into it. It's
Why is it?
long. I mean, they've now. I'm pretty sure that the law has been passed about. So there was a whole thing about Uber saying that their drivers are self-employed, even though they're not self-employed. So their drivers weren't being paid
It's a
properly.
tax thing.
It's a tax thing, and now it's gone through the courts, the Supreme Court, I believe, where they now have to. Like the court has ruled that they are actually employees and they now are entitled to sick pay, holiday pay and stuff, which is great. I think that's a great thing. But for so long, their drivers were just not treated right.
Just
and,
pick up shifts,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Oh.
But now that they have to pay, sick pay and stuff, fares will probably go up to a normal price as what they should be because like the drivers should be paid for the work that they do. And I just think that they weren't paid enough, and
It was always
there
more of a
lot
noble thing
There's
rather
always
than
a lot of other stuff as well in the background.
Okay, Fraser. Fraser?
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 God, I never on the
Fraser
pod.
Reinhaber. So yeah, Fraser.
Fraser.
Hilarious.
I would like to. Is that what your name would be if you're a boy, Fraser?
Actually, it'd be Max. Sorry, yeah.
Maximilian.
Have
My
you
mum
got
was
a
like-
middle name? Got a middle name?
Got 2.
2? Oh, jeez. Double barreled? Or just
Julia Grace. Like, why 2?
Why so
Who
white?
needs
Freya?
trust? Well, I am
Julia
very white.
Grace.
Freya, Julia Grace
I mean,
Nightingale.
if I'm white, I must
Grace
own it, right?
Nightingale
Freya
does
Julia.
sound quite fairy-esque.
That would sound
fairy-esque.
mint if you were in Harry Potter and you were like chosen as Gryffindor.
Oh, Grace Nightingale. Yeah, that's mint Harry Potter character.
I like that. What did you want to say, mate?
That's a good question. I was going to say, obviously, with your streaming stuff and that, I know you're like, I like to focus on one thing at a time. Is that where ideally you'd like your future to be, or is there? Are you planning to quit streaming, quit YouTube eventually, move on to something else, or do you just take it day by day?
Day by day.
Day by day?
I don't have a
Day
long
by daylight.
term. I don't have a long term plan, and I kind of like it. I'm kind of seizing what I'm getting now and making the most of it.
Yeah, so
So I'm just living in the now and like taking each day. I'm literally just working every day, apart from Sundays, and then I don't really have a long term goal.
does that scare
I
you?
wanna
Think
have a
about long
family
term
eventually.
goals.
I just don't. My mind doesn't really go there. Like I don't think I'm not very productive with it. Like if I was like, I wanted to do this by the time I'm this age, I don't do the steps to get there. So I just kind of live, and whatever happens.
Just live, laugh, love.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
love, love.
Live,
you're
love,
saying
love.
you mentioned having a family, and would that be the turning point for you to give up streaming? Would you actually need to pop a baby out to
No.
consider?
What the fuck? What the
Well,
fuck?
pop a
I'm
baby.
just like, I feel like you need to take less of a rain.
That's the weirdest thing we've said on this podcast. Pop
Yes.
a baby out.
Yes.
Squeeze a baby out.
No.
What would you prefer me to say?
Or just
Have a baby.
have a baby.
No, pop a baby out. Pop a baby out. Let it fall out.
Oh, I wish
That
it was
means-
as easy as a fucking pop.
The way that Lewis talks, he'd be like, you know what, if I was old, I'd
It
probably
actually
have
is on the
5
estates
babies.
I used to live on. Those like just pop them out.
So when you do pop,
Claim for that.
when the baby does
When I pop
fall
it
out,
out.
when you pop it out,
Fall out.
is that
Excuse
fall
me.
out?
Jesus Christ.
This is it's a bit tighter than what you think.
Jesus
Jesus.
fucking Christ.
Right, there we go, guys. There's a title. How tight?
Jesus Christ. You know
She
what?
said it. She said
know
it.
what? You know,
Absolutely not.
I'm taking a reign. I'm taking a control now. Okay. So
Make me a
basically,
small baby.
what we're about to do is we're going to head over to the audio only version of the podcast in a minute. I'm sorry, Lewis. I've had enough of this. Before we do that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing Would You Rathers. We're going to answer some Twitter questions, but we're going to do one just on the podcast. So if you like this, then you can head over there in a second. So Lauren Alexis has just texted me. She wanted to skip
wife.
the whole Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So she's gone straight to the iMessage. She goes, questions for Freya. Cat emoji face. When are me and her and Talia having a threesome?
Oh, as soon as humanly possible,
Right.
because that is going to be the best day of my life.
She's also said
The best.
The best.
The best threesome. You,
Are you
Talia,
surprised by
and
that?
Lauren Alexis.
Talia and Lauren Alexis.
I'm not passing any judgment. I
If
just
I
think it's the best
speak.
day of my life.
If he speaks,
If I speak now,
if he speaks, he's in trouble. I can hear her outside the door already. If I'm out. She probably likes
She's
that.
watching TV. Sorry.
Yeah. So she's also asked me, also, when can I take her on a real date? Kiss.
stop, Lauren. You're making me blush. Whenever you want, I'm always free for you. So just drop me a text and making me nervous.
I wish it was that easy. She said, relying on you to ask these questions, also tell her I love her.
I love you too, wifey. She's actually wifey though. Like me, her, and Talia had a
Threesome.
Zoom night.
Oh.
So we had like drinks and stuff on Zoom, and like it was the first time that me and Lauren had actually properly spoken, like like face to face kind of. And she's really nice. And
Yeah, I was supposed to have a business meeting with her at that
Oh,
time.
business.
No, I called her and she said, just have a drink with Freya and Talia. I was just like, you're half an hour late to our meeting, but okay. All right, so I'll call you tomorrow.
we was on Zoom.
It's not like you said one
till-
about people being late for
We was on
meetings.
Zoom till like 1 a.m. or something.
Yeah, no, but
1 a.m. That's a crazy night.
No, but he's saying you had a meeting. What time were you?
I said, I'll call you at 10 or 11 or something, or whatever. I said, I'll call you.
Oh.
It's not deep. I rearranged anyway. It wasn't that
Yeah,
deep.
I don't know how.
I'm doing
We
filming
was
stuff,
on
right?
call for like 5 hours. I don't know how.
Yeah, it was a fat drinking sesh. All right, so if you guys enjoyed those questions and stuff, where can you find us? Lewis.
Well, what we do is we actually stream on 6 audio platforms. One called Pocket Cast, still yet to know what that is, but we stream on Pocket Cast. So if you are listening on Pocket Cast, bigs up. But go over to Spotify, follow our Spotify, so you get notified of every podcast. And also rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, because we'd really like to get 500 5-star reviews. We'd love that one day. We'd love that.
Cameron Kirkham, in the description, what can you find? 2 things.
The link to Adrian Flux, where we would appreciate it so much if you can just click that link. It helps out so much. See if you can save money on your next car insurance. And the other link is for Freya's channel. Freya's Twitch. Do you want your Twitch in there?
Twitch,
I have my
YouTube.
Twitch in there.
Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch.
She's probably live right now. Okay, so go and watch it.
Probably is, to be fair.
And are we doing Twitter questions?
We're doing that right
We're
now.
doing loads of Twitter questions.
Can I
People
just say your eyebrows are really fucking good.
Oh,
Right. It's so... Thank you. Fuck off. It's my time.
I did actually give myself a slit the other week, so it probably looks fucking
They're
bad.
like they look like you've been you've combed them or
I
something.
tried to give myself an eyebrow slit today and it failed.
I see that.
Yeah.
Must be loose bucket
It
so
kind of
bad.
works.
I did the TikTok filter. I went, oh, all right.
It looks quite cool, doesn't it?
For fuck's sake.
Thank you very much for that.
So on that note,
Yeah.
thank you very much.